What's going on, crime fighters, and welcome back to another episode of the Film Cave, episode number 45. 45. We're
Yeah.
almost there at that 50 mark, man. We're
Yeah,
getting close.
crazy.
It's your boy Knights.
What's up, everybody? Logan here. Excited. We had a pretty big weekend, I would say. So we got some things to talk about.
We got quite a bit to talk about, but I don't even, outside of the main stuff, like I didn't even look to see if there was anything else, to be completely honest with you.
Nah,
But if there is, if we missed something, do apologize. Put it in the comment section. And we'll talk about it, or in the live chat, whichever one.
Yeah.
But like we said, it's the Film Cave, your one-stop shop for any and all things film and entertainment. We got a good show for you guys tonight. If you like what you see here, if you like the conversation, or if you just like our vibe, whichever, the best way to support the channel, the easiest way to support the channel, and the one that we'd appreciate the most is to hit that subscribe button. It's easy, it's simple, it's quick, and it costs you nothing. So why not? Hit that thumbs up, hit the notification bell to be reminded when all episodes drop. We air these every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and if time changes, we'll let you know. So, with that being said, are you ready, good sir?
I'm very ready. Let's get it going.
Let's do it. All right. Those of you, well, I don't even know. Do we have anything for this? I know I don't. That I know of.
We could talk about. Do you have Marvel's and Disney's changes on the?
Oh no, I saw it, but I didn't put it because all of that. But
So we could do that and out there in the world a little bit.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Okay. So I didn't have it queued up because we didn't have anything. But those of you who don't know, me and Logan are a bunch of couple of fucking nerds. We love talking about movies. We do it any and all day, whenever.
Yeah.
You name it, we do it. But there's some things we're also passionate about and like to talk about, pick each other's brains. And that is where this comes into fold. So, this lovely segment is called And I Didn't Do the Jealous Bitch because I forgot. So it's out there in the world.
I forgot to.
I completely forgot about it, but well, anywho, whatever.
All right.
She'll be okay. You called her a bitch enough. I think she'll be all right.
Yeah, give her a break.
But what I'm not gonna forget is the fashion in which we do out there in the world. Good sir, there's a particular way in which we do it. You mind telling the kind people what particular fashion that is?
Well, that would be traditionary fashion, my friend.
Yes, it would. I think my light is just getting brighter by itself. Like I turn it down, and it just seems to get brighter. I'm not that yellow. I don't see what's happening.
I think you're in your own head about this.
I look like the golden child. Like I bring it down, and then all this brightens up again. Let's do it again.
It might be too close. You might need to let it back up so you can give yourself some ambient lighting.
That's also very true, but I can't bring it any further because then it look like I'll get smaller and smaller. So,
is your camera in the ring light?
Yes, it is.
Oh, that'll do. Yeah, it needs to stay where it's at.
Yeah. So, all right, out there in the world, what do you got?
Yeah, I mean, I did kind of want to talk about how basically Disney decided to take their whole slate and just bump it back. In terms of Marvel, they pretty much bumped everything back one Marvel slot that they had. But they did also move like Indiana Jones, I think like 11 and a half months back. Like they've literally pushed it damn near a year. Again, because it's already been pushed a year before. But yeah, so little upset. Biggest one I'm upset about is having Doctor Strange pushed to May, which it's only 6 weeks, but still having now to wait from December to May for Spider-Man, which also it does leave the possibility of Spider-Man being pushed if they wanted to, which I don't. But that was the big one because I wanted March to be an absolute monster next year when it comes to having the Batman and Doctor Strange. But I will admit from the get-go, I always said Doctor Strange needs to be a true summer blockbuster with how massive it's obviously going to be. So having it in
Yeah.
May makes sense. But that's the first one that got pushed, and that's the one I most, I'm a little upset about, I guess, but also it makes sense. What do you think?
Um, it's not so like drastic. For at least Doctor Strange, at least.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't mind. I like I said, I haven't looked at it. I know tons and tons and tons of Marvel shit is pushed back. I know that.
Yeah.
Um, so I have no thoughts on the matter. If they feel it works best, then hey, why not? They haven't stirred me wrong yet. Why not? Whatever.
Right.
March, they probably did it because March is so fucking jam packed. Like we want to make sure our movie makes
Well,
some damn money and has some legs.
I'm also wondering because they were
So
talking about production stuff, and today was supposed to mark the like strike thing that people that work on TV were going to do. And so
oh, there's a
basically,
strike happening.
yeah. So basically, there's a big strike in the industry because somehow, some way, companies have like finagled it to where they're not paying people that work on like Disney Plus shows or HBO Max shows or Netflix shows or Apple TV Plus, especially, is what they were talking about. They're streaming, but they call them TV. And so they get paid TV wages, even though budget is $150
Through
million.
the roof.
And so that's how you're getting these absolutely incredible looking shows because they're not having to pay people movie budget stuff. And so they were going to do a big strike. And basically, it was anything that's in production right now is going to get delayed, was what I heard. And so I think that this might have come in the wake of that,
Lord.
in a sense. But like one thing, like Wakanda Forever, Black Panther 2, is pushed from
Yeah.
July to November. So it's now going to get like this Eternals type of slot for next year. Do you think that works? Or would you have preferred Black Panther 2 to be a true, because my initial thought would, obviously February worked so well for it originally, but it was a massive movie. So put it in the summer and watch it explode even more when people are
Right.
actually expecting to go to the movies. So moving it from July now to November, like that's an interesting one that I wish they hadn't, but maybe
Yeah.
they also need the time. So what do you think on that?
I would have preferred definitely the summer, but again, it also depends on what else comes out around that month. Because if it comes
Right.
out, if that's like the was it 10 pole or whatever the fuck movie for that month, it's gonna kill.
Of course, yeah.
So it's like I don't think it hurts it much. I would have preferred that summer blockbuster type thing, but listen, as long as it makes money and successful, I am a-okay
Right.
for it. So I don't mind it. Like I said, I'm already skeptical, not in a bad way, of the film anyway. So I'm not like,
Yeah, I hear you.
so I think they'll be fine in all fairness and sincerity, actually. Now they're just gonna kill it in November like they did
Yeah.
in February.
I mean, so like also, so that pushes to November, which then that means the Marvels, Captain Marvel 2 gets pushed to February. And weirdly, I think that works for that. Like, I think that actually kind of is a good February movie because also that then pushes Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, featuring our boy Kang, from February to now July of 2023, which I think makes total sense because
That
I'm
makes
guessing
sense.
that's going to be a monster
Yeah.
of a movie. So I think it makes sense because all of a sudden now things are relatively lining up where, because also it's very possible, once again, Black Panther could be an Oscar type of thing if they're going for that. So pushing it in November gives you a really good chance because that was the thing is it came out in February and all year you had to wait and then you had the Oscar stuff. Push
Right.
it in November, you get that.
I don't
So
know if
yeah,
they're gonna hit that bottle twice, but
I hear you, but
yeah.
you know that might be what Disney's trying to push for.
Right.
But yeah, and then Indiana Jones, the finale of that, Indiana Jones 5, got pushed from July 29th of 2022 to June 30th of 2023. So literally
Damn, that's gross.
11 months. So pretty crazy. But Harrison Ford has already been injured once on set, and they
That's
had
probably why they're
to.
pushing
And so
it.
they're like, "Hey, let's go ahead and
Just in
give us some
case.
time." Yeah. So
Right. We expect us a few more times, so let's just push
right,
it back.
right.
That's probably true. Listen, I don't care about Indy. You can push it back as long as you want. I
I've
don't
never
care.
seen an Indiana Jones movie in full. I own them. I'm going to do like what I just did for James Bond for them, and now I get to
Okay.
wait much fucking longer
Right.
to watch said movies because June of 2023 is a long ass way away.
It is.
Yeah.
Damn. Just realized this fucking wall is killing my back and my pillows in the living room.
You could run and go get your pillow real quick.
So, right. No, because I'm on a bed. There's gonna be a lot of moving and shit shaking and falling everywhere.
Finagling. Yeah.
Right. So I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah. Just pain.
Yeah. Basically, the story of my life. Well, maybe I'll try to adjust my positioning at some point. What was I gonna say? Damn, I had something small, but then I just forgot it with that whole
Okay.
shit.
Sorry
All
about
right.
that.
Right. Okay. So whatever. Cool. Guess it wasn't that important for me to say.
Yeah.
Was there anything else you had for out there?
One other thing I want to talk about, just because I think it's hilarious, is this Ben Simmons thing. Have you heard about this today?
Oh, he got suspended, right?
So yeah, from just straight up from the Sixers,
Ouch.
because they had practice today.
Yeah.
They're running a defensive drill, and Doc said, "Hey Ben, you want to get in this?" And Ben said no.
Right.
And Doc gave him a second and said, "Hey Ben, you want to get in this now?" And Ben said no. And Doc said, "Then you should just go home." And Ben dropped the basketball he was holding and fucking dipped. And they fined him a shit ton, and they suspended him for one true game. And I just think it's kind of hilarious because
It's funny.
he's now reporting because he was losing so much money and he ruined his trade value. And he still wants to be a little piece of shit. So they're like, "Fuck you, just leave, and we'll still not pay you. But like you can hang out in Philly." And Embiid was saying some shit.
Yeah, I don't care about that man anymore.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not here. My job's not here to babysit. Like, I play basketball. I don't care about that man anymore. It's like, God damn, man. Like, I would be
he's
very
showing
surprised.
his ass.
Yeah,
He's
I'd be
showing his
very
ass.
surprised if, because they asked Doc, they said, "Are y'all practicing on Thursday?" And he's like, "As of right now, I'm pretty sure we are. And I expect Ben to be there and practice with us." And I fully expect it with how Ben's acting, he might already not be in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania anymore. Like, he might have fucking got on a jet and said, "Fuck y'all again."
Right.
And he's ruining all of his, possibilities.
But I don't know what the fuck is going on with players today. Like, what?
Yeah.
What is happening between him, Kyrie? And it's just like, I don't get what's going on. Like, the game is on. It's not on right now. I turned it off because of this shit. But we're getting our ass handed to us by Milwaukee.
Oh, really?
Milwaukee is, I don't know what the score is like now, but Milwaukee is like, they came out and looked beautiful.
Yeah.
Like,
damn.
When you have Giannis coming down the court and hitting a spot up three perfectly, shit's wrong.
He's been doing that in this preseason. I saw
shit's wrong. So I'm just like, fuck you, Kyrie.
Yeah.
Like, you asshole, because if we have a full squad and this would not be happening, get rid of that fool Claxton. I don't know why we kept him. I hate that man. He is so useless to us.
Yeah.
And they have him starting. You should have kept DeAndre Jordan and got rid of this motherfucker. I don't know why. And he tried to early in the game, he tried to posterize Giannis. Like, he cocked that shit back and was like, "I'm about to end your life." Giannis said,
"Isn't that defensive player of the year?"
Jesus, man. I'm like,
yeah. How funny is that? Jesus.
Now,
I did see somebody talking about how all of a sudden, like, it's always been, NBA's run too much by the players. Like, it's the players league, too much player empowerment now to where they can do this. Like, they talked about James Harden forcing himself out of Houston, AD forcing himself out of New Orleans to go to exactly where they want to go. And it's kind of high on the player empowerment thing. And then all of a sudden they were like, but, in what we've been experiencing in the last couple of weeks, the teams actually get to kind of show some empowerment and say, hey, if you don't want to show up and do your job, whether it's because you don't want the vaccine and our state is forcing that, or you don't actually just want to show up because you don't fucking like us anymore, we just won't pay you. And all of a sudden, Ben Simmons shows back up and is like, let me try this out. And, it's like,
In my sweats.
right, yeah, what is he doing, man? He wasn't even like, he didn't
He
even
was like,
want to try.
I was like, what are you doing?
But yeah, so it's kind of interesting because I have definitely said, there's almost too much player empowerment, and it was a difference on the spectrum. They flipped the whole spectrum after they didn't allow Chris Paul to go to the Lakers in that trade.
Yeah.
And he ended up going to the Clippers, and like that could have been a full-on dynasty with Kobe. And instead they stopped that. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, we can't do that at all. Let's let them do whatever they want. And it has broken a lot of things, made super teams, things like that. So it's kind of interesting to see the tide sway a little bit, where it's like, you can't just not work. Like, and I get that one is a vaccine situation, and like your choice is your choice, but also it's your choice, and we don't have to pay you if you can't come to work. And I'm seeing that all over the place. Like, we literally go to lunch and there's one waiter because they hired 5 people last week and they worked 2 days, and then we're like, I don't like the amount of work I've got. And they're like, what do you mean? You have 2 tables. Like, dude, just wait on them. And
Right.
so it's interesting because like everybody's saying, like, people just don't want to work anymore, and you're seeing that even in the people making hundreds of millions of dollars to play a game. So it's kind of an interesting time.
Oh, it's fucking stupid. I'm sorry. It's people on motorbikes.
Golly, they're just killing it out there.
Yeah. That's the streets of New York.
I thought that was a Philly thing. Do they also do that in?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But to each their own, I guess. Do what you want.
Hopefully they don't die.
Hopefully they don't die. Absolutely. All right. So, well, I don't have anything out there in the world. So if that's all you have, good sir, I think we can get into the main topics of the evening.
Let's do it.
Sounds about right to me. If there's anything that we've missed, please let us know in the live chat or whichever form you're watching on. If you're watching on playback, let us know. We always go in and out of the comments and keep the conversation going there. So let us know if we missed anything, and we will we do our best to cover it. All right. So you saw a little movie fairly recently, I did. And I completely forgot and did not put up a banner for it. So
that's fine.
That is fine. So, sir, we mind telling the people what movie you saw and tell us about said movie? Because I'm very curious about this. I actually really want to see it.
So I saw The Last Duel from Ridley Scott. Surprisingly enough, Ridley Scott. Cast is stacked with Matt Damon, Adam Driver, Ben Affleck, and is her name Jodie Comer?
Jodie Comer.
Okay. She's from Free Guy, correct?
Bruh, when I found out, I'm like, how is this the same fucking person?
Awesome.
It's insane.
But yeah, so the movie is good. I enjoyed it. And what really stood out to me was the way that it was told, because the movie started, I'm like 30 minutes in the movie, and I'm like, what the fuck is this garbage? Like 30 minutes in. And it's because, so, if you haven't seen the trailer or something, I guess minor spoilers, but this is literally the point of the movie, is Matt Damon is married to Jodie Comer, and Jodie Comer all of a sudden is accusing Adam Driver's character of rape. And it's a big thing because this is back in medieval times. There's literally a whole thing where it's like, they're like spewing like, well, did you enjoy it? And she's like, no. And it's like, but if you enjoyed it at all, it's okay. And she's like, I said no. And they're like, okay. Yeah, we don't know about that. They're like, because he has sex with a lot of women. They all love it. And she's like, once again, he fucking raped me. Like, no, but it's interesting though, because so she's married to Matt Damon. And the movie starts and it says chapter 1. And it says like, and it didn't click, but it says like the point of view of Matt Damon's character. And so I'm watching this movie and I'm like, Ridley Scott directed this? Because the editing is horrible. Like they're doing something and Matt Damon's like, let's go on a horse. And then the next cut, he is halfway down the hill. Like we've skipped a whole 5-10 seconds. And I was like, oh my God, this is going to be terrible. Cause it was like, it's like a 2.5 hour movie. I was like, oh no. And you go for a good 45 minutes or so. And then all of a sudden you're back at the opening scene. And it says from the point of view of Adam Driver's character. And you get 3 acts told from the point of view of 3 different people. And so the reason it skipped in that Matt Damon part is because
it fills it later with like somebody else.
He rode off and Adam Driver said something to someone during that time. And then they joined. And so it's like, oh my God. So it ends up being really beautifully told. And also to the point of like, when it comes to the rape, you get Adam Driver's perspective of what might have happened. And then you get Jodie Comer's perspective of what might have happened. And it's interpretation of what might have, like, so you're sitting there going, oh man, maybe she did enjoy it. And then you get to hers and it's like, oh fuck, no, the truth is like Adam Driver thought she enjoyed it. But like, no, like it's full on rape. And you're like, oh my God, it's fucking horrid. So I will definitely say not an easy watch, like not an easy watch in some aspects of that. Pretty ruthless. But all in all, performances are there. Only thing I will say is I don't know what the fuck they were thinking about, like literally Matt Damon's character is like, his name is Jean de Carrera, and he's like, hello, my name is Jean de la Carrera, and he speaks perfect normal American English until his name, and then continues in like all of them. And then all of a sudden you'll get an actor who's from France who has that accent, and he's just performing with his normal accent. And you're like, this is what everyone should be sounding like. He sounds he fits the times, like all this, like, so it took me out of the movie the whole time. Like it really did, because they'll all of us, they'll be like, remember in the first Avengers where Tony Stark is like, doth mother know that you weareth her drapes? That's what it's like. Where all of a sudden they'll be like, doth yonder, but it's in normal English, and you're like, what the fuck are they doing? So that is honestly like, it does knock like a full point off, because I think it's just a disgrace to anyone from France that's watching this. Because the whole movie takes place in medieval France. But at the end of the day, it's a good movie. The direction, like, it was so funny how I went from this is garbage directing to like, oh shit, it's Ridley Scott. Like, I see that now. And it works really well. So I was pleasantly surprised in that facet. And the only other thing I could say is, with a movie of a lot of like talking, the ending is satisfying for sure.
Okay.
So I recommend it if anybody's interested, go see it. But like, it's not like gonna win Oscars.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was definitely interested in in seeing it, because Ridley, Ben, Adam, all of them, like, they're obviously great actors. Cool. So I was like, yeah, I'll check it out. So yeah, okay, I definitely will see it. And I see that Eric in the chat was like, yeah, it tanked first week, and I'm like,
oh my God, it made no money.
Were you surprised?
Yeah, no,
I'm not surprised at all.
Made like less than 5 million.
Yeah, unfortunate, but it's expected.
I told that to my girl, because her and I went and saw it, and I was like, that movie was over $100 million budget. I was like, you know how much it made? And she's like, I don't know. And I said 4.8, and she was like, oh no. She was like,
really horrible.
That's not gonna make its money back. And I was like, you don't say.
That's really horrible. And they said No Time to Die underperformed. Dear God.
Yeah, it's like, no.
Wow.
Good luck.
Sorry, Ridley.
Correct.
Okay, so there's that. Go see The Last Duel.
Yes.
I saw a lovely movie this weekend. Not this week. Was it this weekend? I don't know.
Yeah.
Some point in recent life. Um,
In recent life.
in recent life, and that was The Kill of Halloween. I saw it in Dolby.
Ooh.
I wasn't playing in IMAX, obviously.
Yeah.
So I went. I saw it. This is the sequel to 2018's Halloween. Jamie Lee Curtis, Judy Greer, and all other people in it. Written, again by Danny McBride, Daniel Gordon Green. And I saw it. It's apparently this year is a year where horror movies are just meant to kick me in the balls repeatedly. I just don't think we're meant to be this year.
Uh,
We're having a lot of differences. We're not seeing eye to eye. Like, we try to make it work. We went
Yeah.
to counseling. It's just not working. So it immediately takes place after the first one,
Yeah.
and it literally just goes from there. I had great expectations for this film because the first film was really damn good. I was like, holy shit, we're here. God, it's the best sequel since the original, and
Yeah.
all to the original, all that good shit. It was great. So I go into this and I'm like, what happened? Like, it's the same team. What happened?
Yeah.
It's so disappointing. It is all over the place. The editing is what happened. I don't get it. I thought Jamie Lee Curtis was in this movie.
Oh,
She's
very
barely
small role.
in the bitch.
Wow.
I'm like,
Didn't expect that.
where's my girl? Why am I missing out on all this fine for an hour and whatever? Bring this badass woman in here. So she's in the hospital the whole entire fucking movie because obviously she got roughed up a little bit in the first one. And I guess, yeah, it's real life. An older woman is not just going to be like, hey, let's go. But
Right.
fucking still, it's Laurie Strode. So obviously Michael survives. He goes on a whole rampage amongst the town. They introduce us to all these characters growing up from the first one. All these kids that were directly
Yeah.
involved in the first night.
Okay.
Simply growing up. And who starts, once they find out Michael is on the loose, they make this angry mob. And it's literally the town versus Michael.
Okay.
There are some themes in the film that I can see where they're going and work, but they lose it in their execution. And a lot of it just gets really fucking goofy. They forced this character named Tommy, who was a little kid in the first one who Laurie Strode was babysitting. He's like the guy who's on his perspective now, and he's like, he has a hard-on boner for fucking Michael Myers. Like, I'm gonna kill this bastard, like
Okay.
all of it. And they just everybody gets stupid, really, really fucking stupid. Because at the same time, there's a subplot of escaped convicts. In the first movie, Michael escaped, the bus is fucked up, so there's a whole bunch of this mental patients walk around the town. We follow this one who's literally just lost, who wants help. He's like, help me, I don't know what's going on, yada, yada, yada. Every time he's seen, the whole town thinks it's Michael and hunt this man down throughout the movie. I'm like,
He doesn't
how
have a
can
mask.
you think it's... The man's not even the same stature. He's like this little, bald, penguin-looking fat dude running around like, oh.
Does he look like he could murder everyone?
6 foot, 8'12" with a
Yeah.
mask and slim. So, and I remember it was this one part. It's a spoilers, obviously.
Yeah.
And I know you're not gonna see this.
For
so, on the hospital, he ends up going there because the daughter keeps it away from Jamie Lee Curtis that Michael survived. So she's all happy. It's like, it's finally done. Yada, yada, yada. So they'll say, Michael's going to come here. We need to fucking fend up. It's like, how the fuck he's going to come over here? We don't know that. So the whole mob is there. The main Tommy dude is like, we need to fucking kill him. Evil dies tonight. That is like the theme of the movie. Evil dies tonight. But it gets so ridiculous. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I like it. They literally say it every fucking chance they get. They'll all be in together, like, oh, my fucking shoes untied. Michael did it. Evil dies tonight. I'm like, why the fuck? Stop. It's an angry mob. They basically how evil and how Michael turned the town against each other, all those monsters. Like, I get the themes they're going for, and it works. Executed horribly. They finally get this man. He's in the hospital because he's like fucked up. He's like, help. And Lori and the daughter literally screaming to the crowd, that's not him. This is not Michael. And everyone is just beating the shit out of each other to move him to get to the way, chasing him up the entire flight of the hospitals. There's doctors throwing people on the floor like, fuck you, and like all type. I'm like, what is happening? They corner this man. The daughter finds him. Is like, listen, I'm going to get you out of here. Just be cool. They corner him on a dual-sided corridor, and there's angry mobs on both sides. The man ends up killing himself, jumps from the fucking window, splat. Because he's just scared and freaked out. He's like, I'm just going to die.
Yeah,
so,
and he's a mental patient or whatever. So
right, he doesn't know what's going on. I'm just like, oh, it fucking sucks. He's down there, like his brains are sprouted, everything's fucked up. And everyone comes down and he's like, oh, is this him? We don't know. Because have you ever seen him with the mask before? And it's like, oh, it's not him. No fucking shit. Everybody was sitting there telling you it's not this man. It was just, they did a lot of stupid shit.
Oh, God.
Michael, though, thought the whole movie is gangster. I fucking love Michael in this movie. Well, holy hell.
I gotta bring up, obviously I didn't watch it, but I did see one small clip because this also came out on, I think it was Paramount Plus or whatever at the same time. Peacock, that's right. Which is dumb as fuck, but I saw a full 4K quick clip where there's a woman walking up with a gun shooting at Michael in a vehicle, and he kicks the door at her, and she swings that fucking thing around and blows her own head off. Yeah. And I can immediately tell you, I will never waste another second of my life on that movie because that looks fucking horrendous. And like, only thing that it needed was Michael like going at the end, like or like gotcha, bitch, and like that was like
so it's bad. That's what I'm saying. Something just felt so inherently off about this movie. Like, we did a whole jump from the first one to this. Right. I'm like, how is this the same team or directors? And I'm hands down Michael Myers all day. Like, I love Michael Myers in the Halloween franchise, so it hurt.
Yeah. And
because they start this whole narrative, they go back to the original film. They start this narrative with a cop who died in the first one but lived. Okay. And they try to bring a story as to why Michael is doing what he's doing. Basically, this thing with him and his sister, how he stands by the window, how just evil just takes a form and misunderstood. Like, it's a whole deep thing they try to do with Michael. I'm like, cool, yeah. I got it. So basically, the whole movie is just Michael slashing his way through town, trying to get home. Laurie's sitting up in a fucking hospital, preparing for nothing because he's not coming to the hospital or even thinking about the shit. And they're basically saying that he's not even thinking about Laurie. Like, he's just trying to get the fuck home. Yeah. So it's just like, okay. So the kills are beautifully brutal. This is definitely one of the most goriest entries in the film for sure. Goes ham, pulls no punches. Love it. The standout of this movie is a gay couple.
Really?
Named Little John and Big John. They are great. They're the standouts of the movie completely. It's not even for any reason. They're just delightful until they get brutally just demolished.
Okay.
It really sucks. They leave the ending because it's part of a trilogy.
Right.
So they finally are speaking more to the myth of Michael is not a man. He's not like, this is like some kind of like spiritual thing powered by evil, because they beat the brakes off this man at the end of the film. Like, the whole town finally got him.
Get to him. Okay.
Yeah, they finally get to him after trying to fucking kill 50 billion of innocent people thinking they are him. No, they finally catch up to him because he goes back to the house. Laurie's still sitting up like, oh my God. And the daughter goes out and is leading the charge. And he finds the granddaughter in the house with her boyfriend, who Michael Myers just fucked up along with his dad 5 minutes ago. And she gets fucked up too, but she doesn't die.
Okay.
The mom comes, fucks him up, distracts him, chases him throughout the street, and lures him into a trap. And then all the city pull up and like, yeah, get him. Evil dies tonight. So like, all right, cool. And they gun this man down, beat him down, stab him like
Oh.
crazy. Just fucking. That's it. I'm like, okay, cool. And the daughter takes the knife. Is like, fuck you, and stabs him right in the fucking back of the back. So okay, that's it. Got it. Nope, this motherfucker gets up, takes a knife out his back, and just starts fucking everyone up. I was like, this is glorious.
Oh my god.
And then, which I did not expect, spoilers again, he kills the daughter at the end. I'm like, holy shit,
Oh
he
wow.
killed
Okay.
Laurie's daughter. Oh, Judy Greer is dead. She gets fucking because they tried to repeat and rehash. So she walks back into the Maya's house. She goes stands in the position where Michael was, because in the movie they said Michael always used to stand outside and look out his sister's window. Right before he killed his sister, he did all that shit. She
Yeah.
went up, stood right in that same spot. And you know how horror movies like to do, like allude, like, oh, is this bitch about to be crazy now? Whatever. She's like, oh, like, and all that shit, all elusive, and they're like, okay, she's about to turn, or this gonna take place in another movie or something.
Yeah.
Nope. Michael pops back behind her, like, fucking surprise, bitch, and just starts fucking slashing her up. And then it's like Laurie and Michael have like a psychic connection. Like she's just sitting there in the window, Michael's in the window, and it just fucking abruptly ends. I'm like, oh, okay. So that
Gotcha.
being said, disappointing.
Yeah.
It hurt. Did not like it. Aspects of it that were cool. Michael was amazing. The kills were great. Lil John, Big John, amazing. That was it.
Yeah.
That kill you saw was the only goofy one
Okay.
out
Good.
of all of that. Because first of all, she should have not have been handling that fucking Desert Eagle as calmly as she
Right.
did.
Because that was the too. No recoil in that motherfucker, and she's
At
skinnier than me. That's a
all.
problem.
I was like, wow, bitch, I need to know what you putting up, because dear God. But that scene was masterful. So we'll see. I still gonna see the third one. Have to see it through.
Right.
But
So I watched Chris Stuckman's review because even
I
though
wanted to. I didn't see that yet.
weirdly enough, like I respect him the most of any reviewer on YouTube, whatever.
Mhm.
But it's becoming more and more where like I don't see eye to eye with him that often,
Okay.
which is kind of funny. And one thing I didn't know, because all I had heard is, the Halloween movie that came out in 2018, fucking legit. Everybody
Yeah.
loves it, whatever. He starts this review and he's like, for those of you that don't know, I wasn't the biggest fan of that one.
Oh,
And
I
I'm
did
like,
watch that. Yeah.
oh shit. I'm like, okay. And he's like, so this one I enjoyed a lot more. And I'm like, oh God, what
Yeah.
the hell? And he starts talking about how there's two types of Halloween movies now.
When you
Ones that,
said that, I turned it off.
right. He's like, ones that continue on lore and ones that are batshit crazy slashers. He's like, I like batshit crazy slashers because that's what the first one was. That's obviously the best one. And where I can definitely see where I would like the other one. I want story. I want you to make this meaningful, whatever.
Mm.
And but it was interesting to like hear that perspective, especially from someone like him,
Right.
who like, I hope he knows that if he went and made this movie, he'd never work again. Like,
Yeah.
you need to be making meaningful, like, there's a reason why, like, it was one thing you didn't bring up in terms of horror is like James Wan can go make Malignant.
Hmm.
And that's because he's fucking proven himself with The Conjuring and Insidious and all that jazz. And,
Right.
it's like a studio goes, yeah, go fuck around.
Right.
And
But it's also Malignant knows what it is, and it's very
exactly.
self-aware, and it's
And
brilliant for that aspect.
I also don't think it's smart for a franchise to flip. It's if in a sequel, just say, yeah, let's fucking do this. Because I'm guessing, what's the third one going to be?
Right.
Is it going to be the perfect amalgamation of them both, or is it going to pick one? It's probably going to pick one.
It felt so much like it felt so incredibly different. I'm like,
right, you can't do that.
How did we get here?
Right.
And it's like, and it boggles me. That's what I said with Chris Stuckman when I turned it off when he said that shit. I was like, whoa, okay, no. Because you called the original batshit crazy fucking slasher, you're insane.
Right.
There's nowhere near that at all. Even the 2018 isn't like that. They're still based on that lore, that story. It's grounded in something. And then that's what, like, okay, we're going to continue this. Nope, left field. Got it. So yeah, when he said that, I was like, yeah, no, I'm okay.
Right.
So I'm gonna end up watching it again on Peacock on Halloween with my friends and shit. I'm not paying to see that again, but maybe things will change since I know what it is. Maybe I'll enjoy it more.
Sure, that's true.
But it's just like,
Especially on Halloween day, you'll be in that
yeah,
mood.
oh yeah, Halloween Day, I'll be hype for
Yeah.
it. But it's just like, damn, just see Michael Myers just literally slash through people. It's great.
Right.
Uh, I didn't like seeing Michael Myers knowing how to fight multiple people at once. Yes, he was trained by the League of Assassins. You didn't know that? It was great. He fucks up multiple people at once, like a whole uh
Well,
what's it called? The fireman squad, and then the
right.
whole town at the end. He goes Batman on their ass, and it was great.
Because that's my question is like, is this taking place?
Illinois,
Illinois.
Haddonfield.
Like, if that was in Texas, he would just get shotgunned down by every other household member because everybody's got guns here. Like,
Right.
all this bat swinging, that ain't flying over here. You know what
Well,
I mean?
guns
Like,
don't work on him because
and
he got shot up a few times. So just like,
but that's the thing is like a shotgun to the face of that mask. Because that was the other thing
right.
too. Is like there's a part in the trailer or whatever where like his mask almost starts getting pulled off. Obviously, it's not
Yeah.
going to get pulled off, but like,
Oh, it gets pulled off.
okay, oh, it does.
We don't see his face, but it gets
Right.
pulled off. Yeah.
And so that was going to be my question is Halloween ends. You know, the next movie. What is your prediction for A, do we see his face? And is it Dwayne the Rock Johnson?
That would explain so much.
Exactly. Or does he fucking win? Which I almost think would be even awesomer. But
I think that'd be great. But I think him and Laurie are getting taken out.
right.
Like it keeps being alluded that they are so connected that I think those two they're both gonna meet their demise together.
She's his Horcrux.
Right. And she was like, the only way he's gonna die is if I die, like it's and all that good stuff. So it's like,
Okay.
I think they're gonna lead to that.
Sure.
Some kind of like symbolic harmonious, like woo, whatever. So I think they're both gonna bite it in the third one.
Gotcha.
For sure. And apparently the third one's going to be a huge time jump. Laurie's already in her 60s. I don't see how much longer. I mean, yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis in the fucking 60s.
No, I thought the whole point was this trilogy was all going to take place on the same night.
Oh no, just the first two does. So apparently, I read that there's going to be a jump now.
Weird.
So was she going to be in a wheelchair fighting this man? I'm so confused.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I'm
hover
like,
around.
Right, Michael. Right,
using her left hand, swinging with the right hand.
Right, I'm like, Jesus, it's. I hope they don't. I don't know. At least give me like a year or two. Give me a year or two, maybe. Yeah. I don't know, but fucking
go to the next Halloween because it has to take place on Halloween, right?
Yeah, naturally.
I mean, it's not going to turn on. It's not going to open up and be like July 17th, and you're like,
right?
What?
December 25th.
You're like, oh, Christmas, yeah.
I was like, what?
It's like, oh, Halloween ends is a Christmas movie. It's like
Michael's come home, right, for Christmas. I'm like, oh my god, this is. We'll see, but I just
fantastic.
Go back to the roots of the first one, please. That's it. I don't give me Halloween Kills 2. Give me Halloween Ends from the first one.
Correct.
It just hurts. Damn, Candyman. Now this, Jesus Christ, it really hurts. I don't like it, but anywho, we'll see. Okay. Well, let us know what you thought in the comment sections below.
Yeah,
the live chat of
the chat Halloween has been having fun talking shit. So
they have, and rightfully so. Damn, and RIP to that mental patient. He deserved better. So yeah, so let's get on to our main topic of the night. Look at that. That. Because we're going to cover a lot of shit. So
that's correct.
We're going to cover what we thought about the event itself, and then we'll go over, obviously, what dropped and what everybody has been jizzing over since. Sure. So there's been a little indie show, or event, I should say, that happened over the weekend. A few of you might have heard about it. I don't know. But it was DC Fandome. Premiered, was it Saturday? Yeah, Saturday. Yeah. Right? For how long was it? 4 hours?
was a
Something like
4-hour
that.
event. Yes, I
4 hour
thought it
event.
was 3. I got fucked. Continue.
So it was where DC came together and had, their announcements of just everything, sneak peeks, what's coming up. Here you go. Have all nerds rejoice over the glory that would be DC. Now, yep, they're back. I did not watch this. I was at work.
Yep.
You did, right?
Yes.
Yes, you did. So it's going to be more of your perspective on things. And I've heard, obviously, in which I expected, because the first one was fucking tracky until the big things happened. So
Right.
again, apparently this did not learn from anything and still was tracky.
That's
Um,
correct.
so the floor is yours. Let us
Yeah.
know. We'll go over, recap the show itself, and then we'll talk about the big shit.
So what I will say right off the bat, one thing they did learn was, hey, let's not make this 24 fucking hours or whatever. Like let's not make this a 12-hour event. Let's go ahead and knock that down to 4 for everything. Very smart. Only thing is, this should have been an hour. It should have been literally you could have done like what they did last year, where it's like, oh well, live action stuff takes place in this bracket and whatever, but instead it's all mixed mashed and whatever. So like starts with Black Adam. I mean, starts with The Rock sitting there talking like, it's about DC's about to change, and he keeps fucking saying that. It's like Evil Must Die Tonight or whatever. He just keeps fucking saying this. He's been saying it since 0 or whatever. It's like, Jesus, man, get out on the screen. And so it starts off with a bang. It looks great, looks badass, whatever. Kind of abruptly ends because he's like, can't show you too much. It's like, you can show us more, but yeah, that's all right. But it was good. And then wait a long time for other things. Like what I will say is what we saw, nothing like actually project wise disappointed. Like we got Black Adam, Peacemaker, got a trailer for that. Looks good, looks fun. We got behind the scenes for Aquaman 2. I really like what James Wan was saying. I like what it looked like was possibly happening, where I almost am wondering if they're going to give like a brothers, like a Thor and Loki situation in this sequel.
Looks like it.
Which I'd be down for, because go ahead and leave Amber Heard in Atlantis, like I might actually be able to get on board with that. But anyway, long story short, I thought it was 3 hours. So I'm like, oh, there's 15 minutes left, whatever. I'm like, man, they still haven't talked about Shazam. They still haven't talked about the Batman. I'm like, here we go. But this about to end with a bang. And then fucking Linda Carter and Patty get on screen, and they talk for like 25 minutes about some bullshit that like no one cares about what they're saying. And I was like, I had people text me.
Wonder Woman 3 confirmed.
I had, that was like, yeah, it's like the only tidbit, and everybody's like, damn, like Patty's coming back for 3. Like that's all, like people are upset. And like I had my cousin texting me. He's like, this is absolute torture. Like he's like, where's the Batman? And he's like so mad. But anyway, so like, no, they should have said, hey, last hour is all live action. And because I mean, at the end of it, we did get a trailer for Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. Looks fun. I'm excited for that game. We got a trailer for Gotham Knights. Looks really nice. I'm excited for that a lot too. And besides that, like I don't watch any other stuff. Like I know there was like a Young Justice for the next season of that. I've never seen it. I don't care. Like go down the list of things like that. Them talking about the new animated series of Batman, I was like, oh shit.
I'm sorry, what?
It's made by the guy that made Batman the animated
Bruce
series.
Timm and all them, right?
But also J.J. Abrams, and I'm like, yeah. But then also Matt Reeves is a part of it, but I think it's mostly JJ. But
Jesus,
I'm trying to remember what it's called.
I think I saw a bit where it was talking about I saw the animation a little bit.
Yeah,
but I don't know. J.J. Abrams, why the fuck? Stay away.
Did you not watch the the little part for that? Cape Crusader, Batman Cape Crusader.
I did not see the part for that.
So yeah, JJ talks for a long time. His big ass nose is all in the camera the whole time. It's fucking ugly. But hearing Bruce Timm, is that the guy's name that made animated series? He was sitting there going, back when I started the animated series, there were things that I wanted to do, but the times weren't right. They were like, hey,
something
this
about
is
more adult and stuff,
and
right?
they're like, he's like, I get to do everything I want. He's like, this will be more Batman the animated series than Batman the animated series. And as someone who didn't grow up watching that, I was like, oh shit, am I about to start watching this? Like, is this going to be a weekly, scenario where I'm like in on this thing? Because I think
familiar.
Because it's also Cartoon Network and HBO Max release or something like that. Like, so it's also going to play on TV.
Okay.
But they're apparently years away.
I'm looking it up. Let's see.
They have like barely started on it, but yeah, it looks interesting for sure, and I like what they're saying. They were sitting there talking about how like, this starts Batman and Gordon are not cool with each other yet. And like they'll have to work up to that. And it's like it's everything. Like we are starting from scratch and we're gonna go for a long ass time, is what it sounded like.
Oh, they're going through old school, like second iteration Batman.
Yeah.
Look. Oh.
Where he's got the super tall ears and all that jazz. So yeah, I mean, it's like I'm actually excited as fuck for it, to be honest. Because what it seems like is Bruce Timm was like, hey guys, I want to do this. Everybody loves the animated series. I want to continue it, or I want to do it over again. And Warner Brothers is like, hey man, let's not fuck this up. Everyone loves that. Yeah. And so he calls Matt Reeves and JJ Abrams and says, hey guys, I need you to put in some calls. And because even Matt Reeves starts talking about it, and he's like, I'm honestly just super excited to see it because I'm a fan. And he like acts like he doesn't really know what's going. He's like, I don't know what's going on. And so it's like, why are you producing this? But JJ seems very involved, which sucks. But maybe it'll be great because at the end of the day, he is a big name, and maybe he's getting it funded. But yeah, I'm surprised you haven't watched that yet.
Just don't fucking touch it.
I'm surprised you haven't watched that yet because it was really cool to hear from somebody that didn't watch the animated series. Hearing him talk about it, I was like, oh my god, like I know how beloved it is.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's fucking going for it. He's like, I want to do this. I want to do the animated series better. And I'm like, okay, let's get this going, man.
Hell, you want help on your fucking Patreon series?
Exactly. No, I mean, it gets me excited because I'm sitting there going, I don't know when this is coming out. Like they were literally acting like it's years away, but it's like I'm now to that age where seeing like What If, I'm like, I can't wait for my kids whenever they're 5 years old to be watching What If on repeat. And it's like if I can get a new animated Batman series that's like going ham for years, and I can go back, I can like start them over on it whenever they're actually able to like, take it in. It's like that gets me excited for like the future where I can continue to be a nerdy ass motherfucker while I'm a grown ass man raising kids and, being an actual grown up, not like, oh, hey, I'm watching What If. And people still look at me like, you're watching that? I'm like, motherfucker, it's great. Right. But I'm surprised you didn't watch that part because it was cool to see that. Definitely go back. Yeah, definitely go back and watch it.
Enjoy running.
It was bomb. Oh, awesome, Ronan. In line for Dune. Good for you. But yeah, so that's actually one thing I'm really excited about. But overall, DC Fandome, yeah, a lot of bores. I can definitely tell you that.
He just reminded me of what I wanted to talk about out there in the world, but I'll save it for the end of the show.
Well, write it down or something so you don't forget.
Oh, I'll remember. I got it now. It's in there.
Gotcha.
So DC fan, like I said, I heard it. DC needs to step it up. Like, come on, like y'all just can't lackluster everywhere. Happy birthday,
happy birthday, John.
Andy is a dick. It's not a birthday at all. So yeah, they need to make their presentations a lot better. if you have to take notes from fucking Disney, do whatever. I don't whatever.
Right.
Um, because you have to find a way to truly engage people for hours on end if you're
Correct.
gonna do that, and not just have pull a Venom fucking 2 and have everyone just sitting there where we all know we just want to wait for the fucking post credit scene. Everybody's just there for the Batman.
Correct. Yeah.
Make it surprise people along the way, like, holy shit, I didn't. So it's cool. Some of the stuff I saw, like I said, the Aquaman looked cool. I'm here for it until that bitch came on screen.
Exactly.
Um, the Shazam part was cool. I was like, all right, heard it. That looks fun still. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Lucy Liu and Helen Mirren got two badass, fine ass villains. I'm cool.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what else was
Black
there?
Adam.
Little snip. No, we got separate stuff, my friend.
Okay.
The little things. The little things.
Peacemaker.
Oh, Peacemaker. Yeah, that's not the main thing I talked about, but it looked cool. I'm here for it. Robert Patrick as Daddy Peacemaker. Cool.
His fucking hair. I was like, what are they doing? That's fucking awesome.
His hair has been like that in everything he showed up in now. Maybe it's just his actual hair now. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just like, dear God. But Peacemaker looks very fun. I look forward to seeing that. What else? That was it. I think for those ones until we get into the big ones. I think those are the only ones that really dropped outside of them. And like we said, Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad.
Right.
Which looks dope and are a day one buy for me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so outside of what we mentioned, there were three major things that had people scrambling, going crazy all over the interwebs in the world of YouTube. And that was, first up, we'll talk about the Man in Black, or the hierarchy of the DC universe.
Jesus Christ. It's about to change.
It's about to change.
It's been a long damn time.
It's been a very long damn time.
There's literally not a Superman anymore, but it's still changing.
Sucks. Because to see him and Cavill go at it would be pretty dope.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where I don't want it to be like a superhero fight. I want like bone gritty punches, head through walls type
Man
fight
of Steel.
with that.
Like,
yeah, but Man of Steel still had like the fantasy fight to it at the end. Like I want like bone knuckle, like I want like Fast Five, him and Vin Diesel, like superhuman fight. Like
I
go
see.
ham. Yeah.
I guess that's true.
Big motherfuckers. Yeah.
That's one thing that I wish that they would get watching Man of Steel, and I enjoy it, of course. But like Zod punching Superman, they should be able to eat that shit. Like if I punched you, like we're the same type of person. So it's like if Batman tries to punch Superman, he punches him flying makes sense. You know, getting shot 20 feet away or whatever. So like, no, I'm with you there. It's like ground their fucking feet and they just fucking wail, but like you feel that shit. Absolutely. I like that idea a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking great. It'd be beautiful. Oh my God.
Sorry. You kind of made me realize how I was like, oh shit. That's exactly what I'm missing.
Right? Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we got a first look at Black Adam, which came at the tail end, of a very, cool little quick snippet, little featurette. We got to see Pierce Brosnan and that suave bastard with Dr. Fate, Alden Hodge, Hawkman, some chick playing Calypso, well, Cyclone, sorry. Yeah, Cyclone, correct. And then the one that everybody swoons over but just does not look cute at all, that Noah bastard playing big Atom Smasher.
Smasher, yeah.
Which is cool to see everybody's love and respect for the property and The Rock and all the good stuff. Then The Rock comes on in his swole ass fucking sweater and then talks about the process. Dead pulls it up like it's been a minute, decade, yada, 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 yada. And we finally get the footage. Holy sweet baby Jesus. I loved it. Like the tone, the feel, the look. This gives me, because we all know the Rock can act, but it's like, I feel like this gives me opportunity just for the little, like his movements and this and that. I feel like we're going to see something different from him, and that excites me.
Yeah.
That excites me a lot. So we had Nathan Drake and fucking Tomb Raider walking in to
Yeah, what
this cave.
idiots.
And they've learned nothing from the mummy. You mustn't read from the book. And started reading shit on Unleashed Black Adam. In all his black silhouette. The fucking costume looks great. The suit looks awesome. Very rugged, very dingy, gritty. And just the gold is kind of like blackened gold. It's like it's
Right,
been through some
dirty.
shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
wear and tear.
Yeah.
And he proceeds to pick a bastard up and literally fry him to death, to ashes.
Correct.
I was like, holy hell, calm down, boner. This was great. What did you? And then he levitates, catches bullets, and just nothing. I'm like, who's beating this man?
Right.
So, what are your thoughts?
So no, I obviously fucking awesome. I mean, obviously. When it comes to the suit, I'm surprised with how, like, looking at Shazam in that movie, I'm surprised at how like armored he is in terms of like they show his feet when he's about to levitate and he's literally got like metal plating, which is interesting. But to be honest, it's obviously an awesome scene, super ruthless, whatever. But I really wish they had said, check this out, and they show everyone with what they're going to look like. Like, I want to fucking see Dr. Fate. I want to see Hawkman, Atom Smasher. Like, what is that even going to look like in this movie? Things like that. And instead, they were just like, we're just going to show you this quick clip. Because also, who the fuck is he fighting? Because as of right now, this man does not fit with Shazam. And that's the thing is, did they really just do a sequel trilogy Star Wars situation where they're like, oh no, go make your Black Adam movie. We've got Shazam, and not think this through at all, like slightly connect it to where like, no, this isn't going to work, man. Like, I don't know.
It's not going to be believable.
No,
at all.
No. I mean, what is, because that's the thing is like, I'm sitting here. One thing I'm excited about, like what you were kind of pointing out, honestly, what I'm most excited about from The Rock, I think we're going to get something different from him. I want to see him 5,000 years ago as a slave.
Yeah.
And that part of the movie is truly what I'm dying to see, because I want to see something different from The Rock where he is that guy.
That pain.
Exactly.
Black Adam, yeah.
Because knowing The Rock, like he's going to bring in, like, I'm a black man in slavery. Yes, this is 5,000 years ago, but I'm going to show you what this is like. And, you know, things like that. And I'm dying to see that from him.
Yeah.
And then you see that, you know, the true pain that he is unleashing on other people. You better show me, like, when he's a normal guy being a slave, you better make all this worth it. Like, why is he doing this? You're going to have to show me some shit, man.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to have to go through some
shit with
stuff.
His family, everything. All of it.
But at the end of the day, I have to say, a 5,000-year-old character that's been imprisoned that shows up, and at some point, you're going to put him with Shazam, who is a kid.
Yeah.
What? Because in the first Shazam movie, the dialogue between Shazam and whatever the guys...
Silva, yeah.
Yeah. Like, Shazam's like, what are you saying? Like, he's like, what? And, like, that's not going to work here. Like,
yeah.
And he's going to be talking in, like, olden times. There is no humor from what I'm thinking here. They're talking ruthless. Like, I'm guessing Atom Smasher will be the funny one.
Straight to the point.
Yeah. Like, it's not going to be coming from The Rock here.
Yeah.
So I'm worried about that. But that's just on DC and Warner Brothers' fault. You know, I'm worried about that.
Right.
I'm not worried about The Rock because he's been wanting to make this movie for so long. This is a Deadpool scenario where the first Deadpool for me is literally a 10 out of 10, damn near perfect movie besides the budget constraints. Yeah. And it's because they were writing that script over and over again for years, and you can tell because it's fucking tight and everything hits and it all works. Yep. And I'm going to have expectations like that because talk about an actor who was born to play a character.
Yep.
And he's fucking kept himself looking like that character for over a decade because he's trying to be the motherfucker. And like, he was like, I'm trying, man. I'm working out 17 times a day. and
Right.
and I think he's gonna pull it off. I'm
I
I'm
think so
really
too.
excited for this movie, and that watching him catch bullets and shit,
That
I'm
was dope.
in.
Ding.
I know,
It's like,
and he's like
what?
exhaling. He's like, oh, he's like, this is gonna be fun, like
Primitive. Right.
yeah, it's like
It's
or that like he's like that's new,
oh yeah,
kind
that's
of
like,
thing.
what is this?
Yeah, he's like
That's
that wasn't as fast as it should have been.
right. We didn't have these back then. Just
Yeah.
threw rocks up my ass. I don't know what's happening. So it's like
Yeah.
that's true, man. And it's that's why I said I wish it was Henry. I wish he was still here.
I
Because
hear
that
you.
would make so much more sense, because I just cannot see Zachary Levi's fucking Shazam standing in front of the fucking Goliath that is
Right.
Dwayne Johnson's Black Adam.
Correct.
And the way in that one little scene, he popped up like, who is beating this man?
Right.
Like, he put his foot down. It's like, yeah, that's it. I'm here. So it's like, you need Superman, and even Superman is still gonna get his ass handed to him.
So that's what I was gonna say. Is obviously, you like Batman versus Superman for what it is. I was disappointed, and I'm sitting here going, they missed an opportunity here, because talk about the person that should have killed Superman. Like,
Yeah.
if they had said, like, if we had already had a Man of Steel 2, super hopeful, he's Superman now. It's, after Zack Snyder's Justice League type of thing.
Mhm.
Black Adam shows up. Who the fuck are you going to call?
Yeah.
Man of Steel. And I love what The Rock said. He's like, hey, Kryptonite's not the only thing that
Yeah.
Superman is most vulnerable to magic. And he's like, and guess what? And like, I love that. And like, that's a movie, man.
It is.
And it's literally like, the phrase is escaping me, but like, unmovable object versus whatever, where it's like, they have to collide, and what's going to
an
happen?
unstoppable
It's like,
force meets an immovable object.
yeah. And it's like, guess what? Black Adam wins, and that immediately puts him on the map.
Yeah.
And says, here's the deal. Like, Black Adam should be a Justice League villain. Like, go. Yeah. And instead, they're just fucking fumbling shit. Here's Wonder Woman 84. Let's go back in time again. Let's go to 92. Like, it's like, what?
Yeah.
But no, I'm really excited. Like, I'm glad we saw some actual footage.
Mm.
And did you see Jungle Cruise?
I have not seen Jungle Cruise yet.
Because the same director from Jungle Cruise. And that movie it's well directed, so I'm excited about that. But no, it looks fucking wild. And he's been saying ruthless, and I'm glad the clip that we got was like, oh yeah, like he just turned that guy's skeleton to dirt.
Yeah.
It's like
true anti-hero.
Like, do we know who he's fighting? We
don't. We only know the JSA. I know he's going to tango with them at some point.
They're going to be like trying to rein him in, I think.
Yeah, because like, hey, like, you want to be part of our team? But it's like, listen, I'm not like
no.
y'all.
Yeah.
I don't follow these rules. Like, I will kill a motherfucker. Like,
yeah.
No, I am a king. So it's just like, yeah, and I think that's what will make them get out odds. But maybe it's him going to JSA, or maybe we don't know. Maybe Henry Cavill will pop up at the end of this bitch and just be like, hey, next time there's lightning in the sky, shut it down.
Oh, don't cut that shit out.
Don't spark it. It's dead.
Oh, man. Shazam it.
Shazam right. Shazam the fucking. Consider this a warrant, and then gets backslapped by like Black Adam. It's like, oh, it's a fight. So yeah, I'm hoping. But if anybody could help bring back Henry, I believe it's The Rock.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
I just
like, hey, man, and then talk to the studio, do whatever. I don't know.
It's a movie worth of a thing, though. So I don't want them to doomsday Superman versus Black Adam. How about that?
Yeah.
It's worth more than that. But
I don't know. We'll see.
I'm very intrigued by it. It's awesome.
Yeah, it jumped up high, so I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Already was most anticipated, but like DC thing so far. But yeah,
it's up there
for sure. Stamped. Speaking of, another one that dropped, gave us a nice little sneak peek of it, was The Flash. So Flash gave us a little something, something. There was no featurette beforehand. Just had Ezra and a choker being trying to do dry humor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
To introduce this clip, I was like, "This is horrible, but they're cute. I'll take it." Um, but it was awkward. Uh, and then we led into the clip, and it immediately Michael Keaton's talking. I'm like, "Holy shit balls! We're just
Yeah.
jumping right in. Got it." Um, they're rocking up to, Wayne Manor. They're walking inside that bitch. Danny Elfman's score starts to play. And then they just give us a whole bunch of shots of the Flash, his new suit, which looks dope. Don't like the cowl piece so much. Looks weird. I was like, wow, I don't know what all this here is happening. It looks so weird.
Yeah.
And then, the end happens. We see the pointy ears emerge from the darkness. And then we see two Flashes and Supergirl, which they all look like they're just like a band member, like a whole band. Like they all look the same.
Yeah.
One another. I'm like, okay, heard it. Cool. And then a quick little tag of the Batmobile at the end. I really liked what I saw. It got me hyped. Really fucking hyped. And especially when I saw Keaton at the end with the back of his head. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
No Ben, which I'm very fine with. Like I said, I don't care if you just save this man to the movie. I'll be completely fine with that. Or if you want to do some little very tag at the end of the trailer, fine. But I liked what it was. What did you think?
No, it's a good little tease. I will admit, at the end, like I have to say, like even with Black Adam, I liked what I saw, but like, is this not DC fucking fandom? Like, show us the front of Keaton. He's talking the whole time.
Yeah.
So we're all going, are they going to show him? There's his score. They're
Right.
walking through his back cave. We've seen all of this. And then they just show the back of his head. It's like, we knew that. Like, so I will admit, like, it's really cool. I'm definitely hyped for it. I like what they're doing in terms of, what we've seen. At the end, you have one Ezra, second Ezra, and then Supergirl back there.
Yeah.
Both of them look like they're crying. Like, if you actually pause the frame, they both look like they are sobbing, which is interesting to me. Like, something's going on.
Really? I didn't
Yeah.
get that at all.
I tweeted out a picture. I think I posted that. It's interesting. Like, both of them look like something's going on, and then this one's
Right.
like, "Hey, you in?" Like normal. And so I'm unsure of what's going on there.
Huh.
Supergirl, if she's not crying, she's going to be the most timid Kryptonian I've ever seen in my life. She looks like a little sad mouse.
They gave us 2 seconds of him looking like freeing her from captivity. So obviously she's taking Superman's place in Flashpoint story. So when the time where we actually see the cowl head on, when he's like walking into frame, and
oh
like
yeah,
arm underneath, that's her in like captivity.
Gotcha.
So in the comic books, and what you will see whenever you start watching a DC movie again, is Superman is weakened and he's in captivity, and they keep him away from the sun, and he's constantly in red kryptonite. So like they grab him minute he lands. So he's just like frail looking thing. He's so strong as ship, but he's like frail, plugged up.
Yeah.
This is her. So I think that's where he's going to go find her. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, sorry to be the cut you off. Continue.
But no, I mean, from what I saw, I'm obviously hyped, and it was cool because that was the thing too. Is he was saying, we're in production and all that kind of stuff. It's like so much of this movie is filmed, if not like actually the whole thing. Show us Michael Keaton with his mouth moving. Like he talks the whole time, and then you won't show us the front. It's a little frustrating to me, honestly, but because I'm sitting there going,
trailer.
Right, but it's like, this is DC Fandome, is it not? Like this isn't like when Disney's Investor Day or whatever's happening. I expect stuff like this, tiny little teases. We aren't ready to start our marketing, but here's this. But like when they go to Comic-Con, they show you some crazy stuff. show us unfinished stuff like what Harley Quinn did. I don't know if you watched the season 3 or whatever Harley Quinn thing. They were showing us like storyboard animation stuff because like we don't have anything yet. We're just starting, and it was kind of cool that they were like, at least they brought something. It did feel like they were padding the runtime of the event. But yeah, that was the only thing is like I showed it to my coworkers, and obviously, super pointy ears, and they're like, "Is that Keaton?" I was like, "Yeah, he's been talking the whole time. That's why I asked y'all to listen." And they're like, "I'm watching something for the first time. I'm not paying attention to that." Like, and I realized I'm like, literally nothing that they showed for the whole DC fandom, which we'll get to the Batman here in a little bit. There was never a holy fucking shit shot reveal situation in any footage that we got all day. Like there is not a screenshot that people are showing I can't believe they revealed this, or like, look at this. Back of the Batman, like you have no idea that frame isn't from 89. Like show us. And so
That's what I was thinking. I was like, are they going with the 89 costume or the Returns costume? Because that cowl was thick. Like, thick. I was like, are we going Batman Returns or Batman? Like, I want the sleek one where he's like chilling. That shit was thick. So I was like, oh, okay, we'll see.
Like, we'll see. Or also keep the tone, and he should have walked up and then full body turned him and like, hey, to the camera, like, because he can't turn his neck.
Not at all. He is not moving that shit.
You had an opportunity to give us something, but anyway, the voiceover, because that's the thing is, I'll even say first time I'm watching it, I'm not able to really listen to the voiceover and take it all in at one time because I'm watching for footage, I'm watching for visuals because that's really what I'm anticipating here. But going back, the second and third time listening to him talk, I really like what Keaton is saying. Talking about.
I caught it all the first time. I was like,
but I mean, that's the thing is, I mean, I'm in the moment watching it live, and so I'm like, I can't even prepare like at all. Because that was the thing too. It was funny watching JVS do it live on somebody else's video because he was hitting record separately, and that's what I'm sitting here having to do. Is all of a sudden they're like, and now here's footage, and I'm like, oh fuck, and I have to like click record and be like, okay, here we go, we're doing this, and like go, and so like it was, I would like if you paused DC Fandome, you couldn't go back.
Yeah,
like it was live, and which that changed from last year, I think. Like it gave you a little bit if you paused it. But anyway, yeah, I wish that we got more from the Flash. I think they had a chance to give us, once again, similar to Black Adam, show us Keaton outright. Give us that money shot of going, he's back. Like, that actual shot could be not Michael Keaton stunt. It could be a stuntman just for the shot. It's not, and so it's like that frustrates me. Show us the man working on set. It would be awesome because we also saw behind the scenes stuff for other things. It's like, show them, like, anyway. But what we saw was cool. It looks good. Looks dark at the same time as having Ezra's annoying ass Flash. So I'm hoping that it works well, but I wish we got more. I gotta admit.
I believe in Muschietti. I like the look of the film. I like the tone of it. I think he can handle it. So far, for what I'm seeing in that little brief, I was like, okay, it looks good. I'm not so torn up on the Keaton thing. That the cowl was enough for me. I'm like, oh, but just hearing him talk was really dope. I know, yeah.
I mean, last DC Fandom, they showed us concept art showing his face.
Yeah,
it's like, come on, show us that exact shot now in live action. You know what I mean?
I just think they want people to die in the trailer. That's what I think over the trailer. But, I don't know. I think it was a nice little tease. Like it was like a little. There you go. That's all you get. You get to see all the Ezras and all this in the Supergirl.
Yeah. Which that was the thing too, is the Ezra in the back, where your Batman suit might be, the thin one might be on him because that's the one that's spray painted into a Flash suit. So maybe he is having to be on. He's like, God, you made me get in this old fucking thing.
Could
They're
be.
up there going, "You only had 2?"
Well, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Which one? Because he literally has all the bat suits just in a hanger, just lined up in a whole thing, like tons of them.
Yeah.
If we're going off of 89 and returns and shit, um, I just hope they go for the more sleek one in returns. That big ass rubbery 89 shit was Jesus.
Gotcha.
Um, we'll see. All right. So that was that, and then our main topic of the evening, the big one, the one that everybody was waiting for, one that everybody was anticipating, and the one that everyone got to see and end off was The Batman. Dropped its main trailer at the very end of
Mhm.
DC Fandome. We got a closer look at Sir Edward Cullen as the Cape Crusader, as well as the back of Paul Dano's head,
Mhm.
and a lot of cool shots.
Yeah.
So, did the trailer deliver, or did it disappoint? We find out now. Logan, I'll let you take the reins, brother. What did you think of this trailer of the Batman?
So, what I will say on this trailer is I don't think it's as good as the teaser. Um,
Correct.
but also what I will 100% say is I think that this is a trailer. You are an exception to this and one of the only, but this is a trailer showing, hey, we've sold everyone besides a small few on this movie. We're not showing y'all shit. Is honestly what this trailer was for me. Where at the end of the day, no big money shots, a lot of incredibly beautiful looking shots. The tone is exactly what I want. Super interested, but like, really? We don't know anything still. And they didn't spoil anything. And so I appreciate that, but I'm trying to think of like it reminds me of like one of the Black Widow trailers where it's like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
that was somehow the same trailer as last time with all new footage.
Yeah.
Like I've learned no more. And because even this one wasn't a big fan of like even like the music cues for this one. The theme, I dig it, but like they're still bringing back like the Underneath the Bridge song a little bit, and I'm like, why? That was for that teaser. Y'all literally like had that made for that to go with like, and you're still somewhat bringing that back. And then the ending, I still can't get over the ending. Like obviously the upside down fiery car shot is awesome, but like the music cue, they have to repeat the crescendo of like the theme one time extra, and it takes the whole like I'm like completely out of the trailer when they're trying to bring up the Batman logo because they had to like they didn't cut it right. They didn't have the music made to the trailer. And that kind of shit frustrates the hell out of me. And I don't know if you picked up on that because you usually are obsessed with trailer music, but like I was like, that was
Little off.
wonky. Like it's wonky. But overall, movie looks awesome. I'm sold, so I don't care. But like, I can see why possibly if you weren't sold, you're like, it looks. I got a little bit more, but like, there's no reason for you to be jaw dropped for any other aspect, you know. But
So, we all know I came into this with some feels. There's history with this film and I. And like I said, this was its opportunity to get me on the hype train for Sir Pattinson as the Batman and all that good shit. So after careful consideration and watching the trailer, I can confidently say he hasn't sold me on shit. So now I just have to go into the movie and let it take me wherever it may. Because this actually kind of. So the trailer overall was like, it was all right. I'm like, all right, cool. A lot of beautiful shots. Like I said, a lot. I'm like, holy shit. Like there were some moments I was like, oh, like the
right,
hallway scene. Got
exactly,
it.
yeah.
That scene where he's dropping down from an exploding building, wherever the fuck's going
That
on.
was the
I was like,
first time I
whoa.
was like, oh, full CG shot.
I was like,
Like
holy
that's
shit.
literally the first time we've seen something like that. But sorry,
Yeah, I
continue.
was like, that's great. Selena Kyle, you look amazing. Hi, how are you? Sexy. I
Yes.
love it.
Yeah.
The back of Paul Dano's head. Cool.
I don't know why they're hiding his face.
Me either.
We know what he looks like.
We
Anyway.
do. Um, so I love the tone of it though. I love the tone of the film. What's going for? Got it. How the fuck that's Colin Farrell? Don't know.
Oh my god, but it's incredible.
It's
Because his
beautiful.
accent,
Yeah.
I didn't know
Hey,
he
take it
could do
easy,
that.
sweetheart.
I know it's
Yeah,
so good. He's like, I
it's really
got
good.
you, like
Yeah.
screaming, but he still has that accent. I'm like, okay.
That
Okay.
scene was dope. Got you, and then the Batmobile flying through the flames and shit. I was like, whoa, that's cool. But it just didn't. Robert, bro, I am not there. I'm not there at all. And it was, and I went into it. I was like, here's a chance, open minded, all of that. And I remember, I don't know if you watched my reaction or not, but for those of you who have, the very moment where he was trying, because also my issue is, yeah, Rob Pattinson, all that good shit, but just doesn't feel it to me. I get no intimidation from him at all. Like, I don't see fear in him. I don't see none of that in him. I'm just like, okay, fine. In the moment, the first thing we see him talk, and we try to do that intimidation, I'm angry, yada, yada, what have you done? I was like, ugh. So I was like, I didn't feel it. Wasn't there. It was just weird. I was like, that was really weird.
I think
But
that's the
fun.
point.
Was for it to be weird that he's
Yes.
not.
Because do you realize that the Riddler doesn't even flinch in that
Yeah.
shot?
He's a fish and he doesn't give a fuck. I'm like, yeah, he ain't
That's the
scary, bitch.
point. Yeah, exactly. But continue.
I don't know. Fuck what the point is. I'm not on him yet. So I'll wait to see the movie. I'll go into the movie again with complete just walls down, just nothing. I'll just go in there and
So
just
are you
let
not going to
take me.
watch the next trailer? Is what you're saying?
I don't need to. Like this isn't like the first two are enough. I don't need to keep seeing more trailer. Like for me, like when I feel a trailer has given me enough of a movie,
Yeah.
I don't need to see any more. Like because people also tend to do the risk of showing too much. So I'm like, I don't want to.
Right.
There's already a movie I need to be sold on. I don't need all of it given to me in a trailer. I want to experience it. That's
No, of
it. That's all
course.
I need. You know. But like I said, beautiful. The score, fucking great. Like,
yeah, I look forward to hearing
holy
it.
hell.
Actually,
Right. That's what I said. My issue is not Matt Reeves. Never
Right.
was. But the trailer was to me. The teaser was much better.
Yeah.
It put together more beautifully well done.
It
all
was
of
like
that.
they actually went for the teaser. You could tell they were like, we're making this thing into art. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, but this one, it was just a cut together trailer. Like, I couldn't believe how
that part.
how weirdly it was put together. But
Yeah, it felt off, didn't it? Like it was.
yeah,
I don't know. It was
really,
weird.
it seemed like they have not been working on this trailer for months, which is what
Yeah.
they needed to be doing, because they weren't doing that for the last one.
Yeah.
DC Fandome was kind of thrown together, if you really want to look at it that way.
Yeah.
Especially having the Batman cut off from production and all that. But when it comes to Robert Pattinson, like I don't know if you watched mine, but literally I'm like halfway through the trailer and I like scream out. I'm like, I love how weird he is.
Yeah,
because he is so weird. And like I love the fact that there's a possibility that this movie ends and we might not have even gotten to the point where he's trying to become the Batman that he needs to be. And so he's like, God damn it, man, like I need Bruce Wayne to be chic, suave, powerful guy so that I can get in with that class of people running Gotham.
Yeah.
He's like, dang it. Like
He's
I'm
very
waiting
hot
for
topic Bruce right now.
like I'm waiting for that because right now he's recluse, socially awkward. He's only Batman. It's kind of what they talked about prior to the trailers.
Yeah.
This isn't like he wants to be in the suit more than he wants to have his face shown, which is different than we've seen. Because the other Bruce Waynes have been the Bruce Wayne that, a lot of us know.
Facts.
Oh my God. See, that's what I mean is like
Facts.
he's that guy that like we all knew in high school. It's like, golly, man, why is he so weird?
Just like he might shoot this
And
motherfucker up one day.
right,
That's what
exactly.
I'm like.
Well,
Jesus.
but that's what I mean is like what I ended up saying in mine is to start. Like I love The Dark Knight.
Mm.
It's absolutely phenomenal. I'm not the biggest Batman Begins fan, but like it's a damn good movie. But like also Bruce Wayne is too awesome looking of a guy for me to believe that he's batshit weird and crazy enough to put a bat suit on. Like you have to like I'm gonna go fight criminals, and you know what'll scare them? Bat ears. Like that takes a fucking whack job, and that's what I'm getting here.
Which he is.
Exactly. And like there's one shot, like there's plenty of shots in this trailer, like one that I didn't even really catch until like fifth or sixth viewing is he's like just taken the cowl off, or I think it might have been in the first teaser I think he's on a motorcycle with like helmet on, but he had the makeup on. So it's almost like a night after being Batman, he went to like watch other people, but had to dress normal, but hide at the same time. And he didn't get to take his makeup off. And when he comes, it looks like he's talking to Alfred in the Batcave, and he's like,
Oh, I don't care what
I
happens
don't,
to me.
yeah. And that shot of him, he looks so fucking good. Like I was like I really love that. And then you get to the shot, like there's a shot of him in the cowl with the tear, like his eyes welling up. I'm like, oh my God, like there are things in this movie that are going to be so different.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that because at the end of the day, I've now had two awesome Bruce Waynes. Like Bale and Affleck were two awesome, weathered, like true, like Batman Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
This is trying to figure it out, Batman. That means he hadn't even got close to figuring out Bruce Wayne yet. And I'm excited for that. And I get that you're like, he hadn't sold me on it. Like, he's not scary. I think that's the point, is like that shot where he punches the glass. Robert Pattinson's teeth are little and fucking weird looking. And guess what? They're poking out of that cow like a fucking, I mean.
Yes, they are, dude. I'm like, this is so weird.
And that's why, like, he looks weird. Like, that's why, like, look, even
he doesn't have cowl mouth. Like,
right.
It doesn't
fit. And that's
fit.
the thing, too, is I'm not even sold on the cowl.
I hate the fucking cowl.
I still am not into the stitches on the squared off pointed nose. And I think that's the point, is like, I think Alfred's not even helping him yet when it comes to like making his shit. Like, I feel like Alfred's like, you look ridiculous. And he's like, help me. And he's like, no. It's like, you're acting like an idiot. I'm not going to help you yet, until he starts seeing him, do some good things or whatever it may be. But so, yeah, I think it's incomplete on purpose, but also I think that we will eventually hit a point where this is really working in the movie. But I actually think the point is to show how weird, awkward, and like terrified he is to be doing what he's doing, is kind of what I see more than what other people being like, the hell are you supposed to be? And he starts beating the shit out of him because he's like, I have to invoke fear somehow. And obviously the outfit didn't work. Like, so he just starts absolutely wailing on the guy. Right. And that's what Batman would have done in the second year of being Batman. And so I'm excited, but I will admit, I'm not blown away by the trailer of itself. But man, the shot of him and Catwoman standing on the edge of that building with the sky behind him. I mean, multiple shots in this trailer blow me away in terms of cinematography and the ideas that Matt Reeves had, like, put to screen. Like, I can like the idea of having a close-up shot on Batman in his cowl with the makeup tearing up. I'm like, what the fuck just got said to him? Or what did he just see?
What happened, right?
I'm dying to see this movie. And so I get you're not, fully sold on Robert Pattinson, and that's okay. But I think that the point is this is supposed to be a Batman we've never seen before. And so as a diehard Batman fan that you are, and Bruce Wayne fan, I think there's a reason why you're not sold. But also for me, someone who's seen a perfect Batman in Ben Affleck and a perfect Bruce Wayne in Ben Affleck, and it still fail miserably. because of who made it,
Right.
I am excited for the right person to make it and then sell me on a fucking weird guy. And that,
Right.
like, I cannot wait to see what that truly means. Only thing I'm hoping, I could see Matt Reeves doing this, and I'm scared. If this thing wasn't shot in IMAX,
Oh.
I'm scared it's going to be meant to be widescreen for like artsy purposes, but like, nah, man.
Right.
But like, also, I can see the scale isn't massive. Like, Eternals looks massive in scale,
I
or
think it's
Dune.
very intimate.
Right. So I could see him keeping it widescreen. But man, I'm going to see this thing in IMAX, obviously.
Oh
And
yeah.
I've had multiple people contact me going, "What IMAX do you go to? I have to see this in IMAX." And I'm like, I obviously, that of course I'm going to be seeing it in IMAX, but also I'm like, this might be a Dolby movie that you could see and have the exact same experience if they're not going to have an expanded aspect ratio. So
Right.
it's interesting to think about.
I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, yeah, the trailer didn't blow me away. I'm not here for Robert. The movie is gonna take the movie, so we'll see. I'm going in, jumping in the deep end, and we shall see. Like I said, beautiful. The music. Only thing. So it was weird because that shot at the end, the silhouette, the upside down thing,
Right.
badass.
Sure.
Only thing that kept taking me out of it was that goddamn fucking pouch on his leg.
Yeah, I
That
don't know what that is.
I'm like, get that off. Like if it was
I
just
think there's a point to it.
silhouette black would have
Yeah.
been fucking like holy hell.
No, I
But
agree.
my eyes kept seeing that fucking pouch. I'm like,
Right.
get it off.
No, I agree.
I got a lot of Seven vibes from this.
Right.
So I like the direction that they're doing with Riddler. At the
Well,
end, he's getting his ass completely beat.
just face bashed in, by the way.
Holy
I
hell.
mean, they're going to prisoners Paul Dano again.
Right.
Like, I mean, have y'all seen Prisoners? First of
This
all,
man
please
can't
go see
stop getting his
Prisoners.
ass whooped.
But
right.
Prisoners, I've never seen somebody look as bad as Paul Dano in Prisoners, by the way. The makeup in that movie is just unreal.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. I mean, that ending shot, I looked directly at that pouch because it's also a thing, I hate to say it, but like, I get it's upside down, Penguin's upside down, bats are upside down.
Yeah.
I hope in the final movie that's flipped and it's right side up. Like, because I want to see that
from his
beautiful
perspective,
shot.
probably not.
Right. But I'm like, hey, don't put it from his perspective. Just like put it from the car. Like, because I want that shot. Because like I've seen people go, look at the shot and they flip it and it looks unbelievable.
Yeah.
But
it was,
yeah,
it
I don't
was
know
great
what that
level.
pouch is. I think that pouch is something because I don't think he wears it in other shots in the movie, is what I'm saying. So like, I think that there's a point to in that particular.
Yeah, every promotional thing, every shot has the pouch.
Does he? Okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, what are you keeping in there? Like,
yeah,
Jesus,
it's his fanny pack.
That's his fanny pack.
He holds his sunglasses in that thing right there, because those sunglasses, man, what the hell is he doing?
His Invisalign trying to help his teeth do something. But yeah, I remember it's the cowl mouth is very important with Batman.
Right.
And it's like, excuse me, even I'm not gonna hold you, even Bale's distracted me sometimes because he got them sharp vampire teeth and he's always just like,
yeah.
He
always had
just
him
sitting
out
there. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, Batman is literally like fucking perfect in the shit. So,
And
like,
see,
okay.
so that's the thing. I say perfect because his portrayal was perfect. My Batman is tall and skinny. Like, that's my favorite. So like, I would never have chosen Ben Affleck, but like to fight Superman, it makes sense. But like,
right.
In terms of actually looking at two Batman, I would always pick Christian Bale over him, and I would always pick Robert Pattinson over him in terms of build. But the portrayal of suave, chic, whatever. See, that's the thing. I'm so not for the tank. That's also why I'm somewhat not wanting to watch Dark Knight Returns, is because he's just old man, like Wolverine looking Batman,
right, and still moving like he's Bale or Robert.
And that's the thing, is
so
it doesn't work for me because he should be stomping, not super quick.
No.
But yes, that's the thing, is Batfleck had everything going for him except for the director, and the writer, and he got fucked. And then
Yes,
the
he did.
fans fucked him because they were all on board on the guy that made it. And he's sitting there going, if y'all would just go with me and maybe leave Zack Snyder out, you might have the Batman made by me.
Oh my
But,
god, can you fucking
you know,
imagine?
because that was the original plan, you
Yes,
know,
it
so it's
was.
like,
Oh,
it's interesting.
fuck.
But,
Can only imagine what that movie would have been like. Oh my god. And let alone,
and
even if he didn't direct it and still Matt Reeves did. Oh my god.
I know it still would have been great, but I'm glad we're getting what we're getting because that's the thing too is
Makes me cry.
I like Matt Reeves being able to start from scratch because even to the point like I love the Planet of the Apes trilogy, like
Right.
one of the greatest trilogies of all time. Period. End of story. He didn't make the first one.
Yeah.
He had to come into that world, and he made the next two better than the first one somehow. But the first one's still phenomenal, and so I'm sitting there going, "What if he made the world? What would one have been like?" And so I'm glad that this isn't Ben Affleck's Batman, you know, universe made by Snyder type of thing. I'm glad that we get to see what Matt Reeves would do, and that
Right.
gets me excited for sure.
Yes, it does. Okay. Well, cool. Well, that's the Batman. That's where I'm at with it right now. We will see.
Yeah.
Hopefully he has a better suit by the end of it. Hopefully.
That's the thing
To go on
too.
to the next one.
I think we're only seeing parts of the movie because I think he does get a better suit.
Well, I don't know, because even at the end, when he's beating the holy bat shit out of fucking
But
Riddler, he's in that same suit.
but when is that? Because that's what I'm saying
I
is
think that's an ending, bro. That has
I
to be a climactic.
how does Riddler get out of prison?
He's the Riddler. I'm sure he'll figure it out.
So
He's like Hannibal Lecter in this shit. He'll get out.
but we see Riddler in the teaser taping up that guy's face, and that's the beginning. And
Right.
he's wearing the same outfit that he's getting the shit beat out of him. I think Batman catches him day one.
I don't know. I
And
think he just gets out, just puts
and
the shit back on. It's
lets
like, I'm
him
not going.
go. And then he continues. And that's possibly a situation where we have the killing rule should have killed him. He's killing all these people. Like you could have he knows who I am. He knows I'm the Batman now. All these things. Because what if there's a conversation while he's beating the shit out of him? And you know, so there's different things. I don't know. I'm interested for sure.
I think the Riddler definitely turns himself in. Like you said here. I think so
oh my
too.
god.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I mean, it's
Yeah.
quite obvious that he's
Right.
trying to get arrested there at the beginning because he's
Right.
got the question mark in the coffee cup.
And he'll get loose. And then I think at the end, I was talking about this with Kenya on Twitter a little bit. I think that moment where he's literally beating the dog shit out of him is that moral
right
like thing there. And I think that'll be the moment to be like, yo, I can't cross this line, yada yada yada, whatever it may be.
That's a good point.
Right, you know. So I think
I
think that'll be more of a climactic.
But I'm looking at what Kenya just said. That's not actually Paul Dano. That's a fake Riddler. And Paul Dano's still in prison because he's got the mask on, can't see his face.
I told him that, and that's that. Okay, thank you for reminding me because I was trying to think there was something I said that
like that
maybe
idea.
Whatever. I hate that idea. If that is the moral point of the story, they're trying to go for that.
Sure.
I hate that it's some random ass motherfucker instead of the Riddler, like I fucking broke or whatever. Don't waste that on just some guy like, oh, like type shit. Like that'll piss me off.
Well, but also like if that's the moment where he's he's like, I'm gonna beat this guy till he can't do this anymore, and then it ends up not being the right one. That teaches Batman a very valuable lesson in the term of being a detective is he jumped to conclusions, saw a guy looking like the guy he needs and took him out. It's like, if that's not, you know, police in America right now, it's like, oh, black man, black t-shirt, fucking shoot him. It's like that you could have a great, you know, situation there. Cause also you have Catwoman looking terrified.
Right.
Cause it's like, we're unsure, but no, that's the thing, man. Like, cause they've said 7 is obviously a big part, which that's the one where the killer's flamboyant, out there in your face, whatever. But they have also said Zodiac is a massive, you know, point of interest, and that's where you never even see him. And so it's like he's just nothing but pulling strings off camera. doing things like that. So,
Strings.
uh,
Right.
yeah, strings.
Right.
But
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm so freaking excited because that's the thing too is they keep showing Penguin, and it's probably because Colin Farrell blew them away.
Right.
I think he's a very small part of this movie.
He's also not in the but he's not
Like,
in that long.
right. Like,
Yeah.
I think he is such a tiny part of this movie, and I really hope he survives and he continues and gets to become the true Penguin and all that.
It's set up. Yeah.
But like, holy shit, man! Talk about golden casting from A-list guy. Like, it's like oh shit, John Hamm as like Two-Face. It's like, oh, that makes sense. Go get an A-list guy to knock this out of the park. This isn't that. This is A-list guy. Where's he from? Australia?
No, he's Irish.
Irish, that's right.
Yeah.
And no, let's make him, massive, like
Italian
thing, accent. Cover him in makeup to where he's unrecognizable,
right,
and be a massive standout. That is a feat beyond itself. And also John David Washington for Harvey Dent. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know about that. He's at that. I know you said that before. Actually, I just I can't see it unless he switches it up from one note.
You can't see that this Batman's great. So I mean, I trust you with any of this.
Absolutely. You don't know he's great. You ain't seen the shit yet, motherfucker. So
I'm saying what I'm seeing. I'm saying what I've seen is great, and you're saying what you've seen isn't great. That's the only thing I'm pointing out.
Oh, in terms of Robert, yeah. So, and not
in
the movie, just Robert, yeah.
And everything Matt Reeves has done, yeah. Because that's where
you said everything that Matt Reeves does. No, I fucking love Matt Reeves.
So that's what I'm saying though. Is half the reason why I'm sold on Pattinson is because of Matt Reeves. Like, he made me care about monkeys more than people. If he can make me care about a tiny toothed weirdo, I'm in. It's not hard.
Not a tiny tooth weirdo.
Because everybody does know, like, that shot where what makes it weird is his teeth.
It is. Because when he's driving, that's the true test of a Batman cowl face when he's in a Batmobile. Because he's always on some shit like, what the fuck?
Right.
You have that shot right here in his face. He's doing type shit. And it's just like, this is so weird. His lips are gone. Right. I don't know what's going on.
Which I'm still wondering. I haven't seen an edit in a while, but like, do you remember when they originally were we doing the show when they originally showed like the screen test?
The screen test? I think so.
And like, I'm still not sold on the cowl being so far back.
Yeah, it's horrible.
And like, if in the next iteration they start fixing things like that, like,
I hope so.
I think it'll work. I think the point is that this is a super awkward, first iteration Batman suit, So,
right. Oh, I keep forgetting John Turturro is in it as Falcone. That's awesome too. The Batmobile is nice too. Okay, the Batmobile just looks like a fucking Charger with flames coming out of it, but it's cool. Looks cool. I'm just
I like it.
Yeah, it's sleek. I'm like, whatever.
I will admit one thing that does throw me off is the random, like, this is present day, but like the cops look like 15 years ago cops.
I think that's just Gotham. I don't know why.
But like, the Batmobile looks very today, but like it's inspired by Mad Max. And it's like, that's very, 20 years ago. Like, that's what somebody
inspired
would do.
by Dominic Toretto. And, we don't know that.
What if that's what he's like? I need a Charger, like my family.
Right.
But no, I mean, so like, and really, like, the sunglasses don't fit the world at all.
Yeah, no.
What is the deal with that? Or is it a thing where like the glasses have some sort of tech in them and he has to use them? Like, is there some humor in there that I don't know about, or is he just weird? I need to know that.
He just left Hot Topic. He was like, these are nice.
Right. I don't think Hot Topic sells shit that old. Like, they look terrible. They do not look like the times at all.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Like, he should be in glasses that look like the glasses you're wearing, but sunglasses. Like, that is the frame of the 21st century. So I don't know. So those things do pull me out. So I'm not. That's the thing. I'm not saying, like, I've seen people. I'm having to calm people down in the comments of my video saying this is already the best Batman movie we've ever seen. And
I
I'm like,
fucking hate that shit.
I'm like, you need to go watch The Dark Knight again. Like, I literally have had to like say that to people.
Bro, you
'cause I'm
see
like,
my Twitter. Like, people are like, oh, it's funny how Robert's already the best. Shut the fuck up.
yeah, I know.
Like,
I
let me-
literally am like, you haven't. I'm like, you've seen 2 trailers.
Oh
Calm
my
yourself.
God,
And
right.
I feel bad doing that because I'm also like,
Don't.
it literally is but it's a frustrating thing because like for this show, it's supposed to be, I'm loving everything I'm seeing with the Batman and you're not, you know, like that's kind of obviously what this should have been. And then I'm having to also say, I am loving everything I'm seeing, but calm the fuck down because it's
Yeah.
not that. I mean, like the first teaser, I can't say I loved everything of the first teaser, but it's still, I have to see the movie. I have to see the context of things. That's always what I say. Like even bringing Dune back up, Timothée Chalamet's voice in the trailer, I was like, I don't know if this is going to work at all. And that is a 2 hour and 43-minute movie with mostly him talking, and it fit. Like it actually worked in the context of the movie. And so I always have to have that open. And so that's when I'm watching this trailer and I have things that are weird to me, but I'm like, in the context of the movie, I got to leave that available, but I need to speak them out so that I
comes
know.
out this week. I'm seeing it this week. Yay.
Yeah. What day are you seeing that, by the way?
Yay. I think it's Thursday or Friday.
In our IMAX?
Oh, of course. Come on now.
Okay, good.
Let's see. Oh, that's Eternals.
Dune and IMAX is a must, yes.
Yes, it is.
100%. It was made to be an IMAX.
Oh, I was like, where's my ticket? I'm seeing it Saturday. I lied.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Good deal.
Got you. Saturday Night IMAX. Yes.
I still think the Comic-Con trailer for Batman vs. Superman is possibly the greatest trailer of all time. Movie
it's fucking great.
Is a massive disappointment for me personally, and that's kind of what I'm talking about. Like, let yourself love something, but also understand you haven't seen it yet.
Right.
I mean, let's normalize that
talking
shit.
Bullshit, yeah.
I know, please.
Robert Pattinson said, oh, fuck off, you Twilight lover.
Because that's the thing. Robert Pattinson could be the worst thing we've ever seen. I don't think so. From what I've seen, I'm pretty sold, and I trust Matt Reeves, but it's a possibility. Just like Spider-Man No Way Home could be absolutely horrible in the same light. I mean, it's all those things. I mean, we could both go see Dune or Eternals. Let's use Eternals as an example. Massive Marvel fans here. We could despise that movie, and that's okay. At the same time,
like,
we've loved the trailers.
Dog shit. Yeah.
Right.
Right. So. All right. Well, that hits up our main topics of the evening. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you stuck around, please hit that subscribe button. You already know. Much appreciated.
Yes.
Now we're going to give the next few minutes to you guys in the comment section. You guys have been very chatty today. Thank you so much. So we're going in. And here's your chance for us to talk to you. What do you think? Let it all rip. So, like I said, Ronan brought this up and he reminded me. Speaking of Dune, that now has to be pushed up a day early. Because motherfuckers got it leaked because they wanted to have it fucking ready and platformed for HBO fucking Max. This is why the shit is so fucking stupid. For reasons like this. Now it hurts that film greatly. Because oh, let's just see it early for everybody else. Now you can get spoiled the fuck out. Apparently already is. And just like Eternals is.
Yeah.
Who those people need to be brought to fucking justice, whoever they are, the critics doing that shit.
My God. If you are invited to the premiere and do that, Disney should literally be looking for those people, and they no longer get an invite. Doesn't matter if they work for fucking Variety.
Fucking invite. They need to get assassins sent to their house.
It's crazy.
Just send a message. Don't kill them. Just assassins. Just rough them up a little bit. It's like, shut your mouth.
Yeah.
And that's it. Right.
Get them.
Exactly. But yeah, so that pisses me off. I'm like, it's so unfortunate because now not only did it have the same day working against it drastically to fuck up its success and numbers and all that, now it's going to be out before the movie fucking comes out.
Right.
for everyone to be like, oh, doing this, that scene, this scene, and now it's going to drop even more in box office success, hurting even more people's jobs and money and all type of shit. It's like, come on, let this be a lesson. Stop bringing major shit to fucking streaming. It's dumb. Let it be its own
Something like
fucking
this,
thing.
especially, should never be on streaming.
Ugh.
But no, so I will say it's a massive struggle for me. So my boss, who's one of my best friends, like family, one thing that frustrates the hell out of me is he is not a quality person. When he's coming to watch something, up until I showed up, he bought every movie that he bought digitally in standard definition. He's like, I don't need HD.
Ooh.
Like, he bought Avengers Infinity War in standard definition. And I was like,
Disgusting.
hey man, what are you doing? He's like, I don't need HD. It looks great. And I was like, it's the same price. Like, just buy it. Like, it was so weird. So like, now I've got him to where, but he's like a recluse, very interesting guy. He lives at home. His schizophrenic older sister lives there, and she has gotten on a kick. She is so weird. She talks to herself all day long. She's batshit crazy, has not left that house in 20 years. Randomly, he starts coming home. She goes, is Dune out? Every day. Dune out? And he's like, what? He's like, you want to watch a movie? And like, he tells stories all the time where he tries to get her to sit down and watch a movie, or she'll come in and say, oh, let's put on Avengers. And he's like, oh, fuck yeah. Like, yeah, because it's half, like, of course he wants to watch it. And also, like, this is my sister. She's not excited about anything. I can't wait to let her get excited. And she will watch it for 10 minutes and get up and leave and not even realize she's doing it. Like, she's just gone. And he's like, I always sit there and finish the fucking thing. It doesn't matter what time it is. Like, he's like, it's terrible. But he was telling me, he goes, so he's like, I'm going to have to go to the theater with you, watch Dune, and then go home and watch it again immediately because my sister's going to want to watch it and it's now out. And then they changed this, and I was like, technically, you could go home from work early and finish the fucking thing before IMAX even starts. I was like, this is the worst. Like, it's exactly what you said. Halloween Kills, I'll never watch it because somebody uploaded an HD scene that I didn't like. And there are plenty of things like that you could take from Dune. It's a massive, massive movie.
Yeah.
And out of context, things won't work. Mm-hmm. And even in context, like, I still, like, the ending is still a little wonky for me in weird ways. And so I'm like, if anybody just uploads that, it could really diminish people watching it on HBO Max or going to a theater. I mean, they might go, it's not worth watching anymore. I've seen most of it online. And like, that is a problem. So the fact that Denis did not even get like, hey, put it on HBO Max on Friday is crazy to me. Like, that is it is so obvious that HBO Max is struggling that Warner's going, give them the best chance they've got to, blow people away.
So you need to be Christopher Nolan in order to make a difference.
But that's what I mean is like, but like even James Gunn, he got an R-rated Suicide Squad movie made, and they did the same thing. They put it on HBO Max before I got to sit in the theater and watch it. Opening night, Thursday night IMAX screening. That should be where shit starts.
That's
stupid. And I get it to where if it was East Coast, you're doing it on East Coast, there might be an hour early, but like, no, this is like multiple hours early.
Yeah. Why?
It's the dumb, like, it literally could get somebody to refund their tickets and hurt the theaters that we need to try to keep open that are struggling right now. So
that's facts. It's so dumb.
I am it's so funny that they actually last second changed their mind to make this decision. Yeah. And it's wild. Absolutely wild to me. But
but that's the state that we live in right now. Where the world just stupidity. Correct. It's like, come on, man. This is dumb. Like, you're fucking with people's livelihood here.
Right.
Damn. Yeah, we're getting our ass kicked.
Are you? Jeez.
127 to 104. Awesome.
Ooh. Where it's got to be in Milwaukee though, right?
It is in
Okay,
Milwaukee.
so
Yeah.
that's part of it.
Oh, yeah, it's also because Kyrie's dumbass, you fucking bastard.
I mean, what I always say is, you go back to like when LeBron went to Miami, it took them weeks to figure out how to even play together. So
Oh, yeah.
beginning of the season does not matter to me at all.
Oh, I know,
Like
but still,
that's what
fuck him.
I mean, of course, but I still don't like. I don't even watch the NBA anymore. But like, if people are freaking out about the Lakers in preseason, I'm like, realize it's preseason. Like, none of them actually care about wins or losses. Like, they're out there just trying to get ready. Like,
Right.
um,
Warm the body up.
and
Get
and
used
even
to
to
it
the point
all.
of LeBron kind of normalized this, but like, the season doesn't really matter. Like, get as long as you make the playoffs. Like LeBron's like, I can be in the 7th seed. I'm gonna make it to the finals. Like that's my plan. And he kind of normalized that too, and it pissed people off because it's like he's coasting till the playoffs.
Right.
So don't worry about it. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
Nets will destroy.
Yeah. It just hurts. And get rid of Claxton. But yeah, so let's see what y'all got. We got a few more minutes here. What do we got? What y'all saying? Yeah, a lot of love talking about Suicide Squad, like you said, yeah. And cool. Prima donnas, yes. Oh, ouch. Bernard, hey.
What are you talking? They were all injured. What are you? Last year's not. I'm talking about when he was in Cleveland. This last stint, where they literally were like, they'd be like 3rd or 4th seed, and then just blow out the Raptors, who were number 1. Just sweep them.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah, we lost.
so
Yeah.
what's the deal with Discovery taking over WB? Because I've seen that a
What?
million times over the last few months.
Discovery. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, so Discovery is like
Oh.
buying Warner Brothers or something.
Like Discovery Channel.
Yeah, like the network of Discovery.
That's interesting.
Discovery Warner Media deal on track to close in first half.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I have no thoughts on the matter, I guess. So fix
I
your
mean,
shit.
I know that's the thing is, I don't know what really they can do to fix things right off the bat. But
Hey,
like,
people break contract shits all the time. Disney just did it, so why not? So just fucking leave the shit and start something. Take a hit. Keep your films back on in theaters. There you go. Why not? You won't lose any money. People still do this shit.
it really is a thing of like, Shang-Chi did great.
Yeah.
Are we going to pretend like it didn't do great?
Right. Exactly.
And
that's what I said. Take your losses. Take your money. Like, fuck it. Break the contract. We'll pay this, whatever. Keep our movies back in theater. You'll make all your fucking money back.
Because it's not like with Dune, give it 2 weeks. 2-week theatrical,
or just
exclusive.
let it run its regular.
Well, sure, but like
time.
if Warner Media is trying to keep HBO Max alive, give it 2 weeks, give it a week, at least give it opening fucking weekend, at least give it Thursday. Like, do you see how I'm having to continue to change my expectations and my, it's like a bad, relationship. It's like, oh, they keep fucking me over, but like, it's not this bad.
Two shitholes about HBO Max.
I agree.
You can fucking HBO Max needs to be what it was intended to be. Have all the shit you love in HBO and all these movies and all this shit. Make your exclusives, your content, and do all that. Make movies and shows exclusives for them.
Right.
That's what HBO Max is for. Not all this bullshit.
Correct.
So fuck that of a weekend, a week, month. No. Take it all off. Make the movies their movies. Keep them in theaters and keep going with your HBO Max content. Call it a day.
Correct.
Because, like I said, you have Batgirl, Blue Beetle, Static Shock, all these things, Game of Thrones, like everything. You're fine.
Yeah.
Which Ben Affleck is about to be in the fucking Batgirl, by the way. Because that'll be dumb. I remember going, oh, which Batman's gonna be? There's literally only one Batman. It literally should be like,
Well, so that's the thing is I've heard some interesting theories about this Flash movie
yeah, and fuck them
and
all. Should only be
and
one
how
Batman.
well that's the thing is a lot of them are they're going to change Flashpoint because Ben Affleck wants out and basically the like Keaton will actually just replace
Yeah, I've
him
heard that bullshit too, and I
and
hate that.
so
But
it's
who knows?
interesting.
Ben Affleck's been having fun. He said he had a lot of fun with Batman now and
Well,
on the Flash.
he's not going to say he hated it.
Why he has on the other shit. So it's
That's
like,
because
why
that's how
not?
bad it was.
Right. So I'm
But
just like, I don't think he's having fun. So if there's hope, him like, yeah, I'll do like a little
I
cameo
just
for you or something.
what I actually think about is how like the last duel. I didn't really say this earlier, but that's the first movie since Good Will Hunting that Ben and Matt Damon wrote together.
Yeah.
And they actually had a third co-writer who was a woman who wrote the female perspective, act. But I think that, he's sitting there going, I got to make this movie and do press for this movie, and nobody's asking about the Batman. And I think that there is a point to that because he did not have that for many years. So I'm interested. Oh my God. Yeah, exactly.
Batman shit.
Poor guy. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It's interesting for sure. Because obviously, I want him to continue to be a Batman, but also I would love a Batman Beyond with Keaton. I also would like for Batgirl to not be overshadowed in her own movie. It's like I have all these things where I don't know, because I care more about the Batman than any of the other fucking movies that they're doing. Literally could care less about the DCEU in terms of that. So I don't know. It's an interesting time for sure because it literally a whole fan base is based on this one guy going, yeah, I'll come back. And that's probably not smart for WB to be, I
mean, that's the best thing they fucking have out of all those. What everybody
they
universally
lost
fucking
Cavill.
loves. Yeah.
I mean, it's so funny.
He was their face. He was their biggest name. He was their everything, and they fucked it all up. And then Jason Momoa said, "Hold my beer, I got y'all." I made the biggest DC movie ever, and then they're ruining it with this bitch. So they have no reins on anything.
No.
WB. And it's so dumb. Whatever. Yes, we know your love for her, Kenya. We know. I think he's the reason she got cast. I think he sent a letter to WB every day and was like, "You need to cast this. You need to cast this bitch," and they made it happen. He probably threatened him a few times. He said, "I'm a big country ass boy, and I'll fuck y'all up if y'all don't country. If y'all don't hire my baby," and that's what happened. Oh shit! But all right, I think this is a good spot to end it.
Let's end it
here. Let's end it.
I know. Before we go, remember me saying I was waiting on that package? It just got delivered at 9:05 p.m. That's fucking ridiculous. It's terrible.
It's officially in your house now?
No, it's on the porch because Hannah's in the bathtub.
Okay.
So she hasn't gotten it.
Fair enough. Okay.
I'll post pictures.
Right. Got it. Okay. Bet. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us on the latest episode of the Film Cave. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you like what you saw, how you enjoyed our conversation, if there's anything that we missed, please let us know in the comment sections below.
Yes,
whether you're watching us on playback, whichever forum, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, whatever, Facebook, we don't care. We welcome it all. We're all over.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by for episode 45. Be sure to tune in next week right here, same time, same day, for the latest news and entertainment with our lovely face, Sir Logan, which you can find his channel in the description box below. What do you have going on?
Yeah, I trying to get the Patreon things going as we're in kind of a downtime, and I had a slight idea for Patreon. Obviously, I want to do the DC movies and things like the animated movies. But I was scrolling through TikTok, and this guy comes up and starts talking about the greatest limited series of all time. He's like, "Here's my top 5," and I'm sitting there going, "Where's Watchmen? Like, give me Watchmen." And he gives Watchmen an honorable mention, and I was like, "This motherfucker," because I honestly, Watchmen is
also credibility.
Yeah, I mean, Watchmen is my number one. I'm not the biggest TV person, but I watched that whole season twice within the span of like a little bit because I loved it so much. So then I went through his list, and he had some things I hadn't seen. He had number 1 was Haunting of Hill House. I was like, okay, I thought it was fine.
Yeah, great. I loved it.
Yeah, I mean, it was good, but like number 1 over Watchmen.
Oh yeah,
huh?
No.
So anyway, there were 3 that I hadn't seen, and one is the first season of True Detective, which apparently is like McConaughey and somebody else.
It's McConaughey and Harrison.
Correct.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's the greatest season of anything, anytime. I was like, okay. Chernobyl, which has been on my list from HBO because I've heard incredible things about that, and then also a show called Band of Brothers, which is also I think on HBO.
Okay.
Haven't
seen limited.
any
I
of
feel like
those.
they had like fucking 25 seasons.
Okay, maybe they did. I need to look. I was told it was a 1 season limited thing, but yeah. So I have a poll currently. I've posted on Twitter a couple times. Anyone can vote, but it's for Patreon of what I'm going to watch, what series of those I'm going to watch. I don't know what's in the lead at the moment, but yeah, I'm very, very interested in that. And I was going to wait till I get my 4K monitor, but my 4K monitor has been on a boat off the coast of California, not allowed to dock since the 5th of fucking October. I'm furious. So they literally emailed today and said, we have no idea when they'll let us dock. So that's awesome.
God.
But yeah, so my poor monitor is just sitting there just waiting to be glorious. But
bro, 4K is just glorious.
I mean,
I'm not gonna hold you.
I know, of course.
It's
so
like I've got rid of. It's so glorious. I've gotten rid of all my DVDs. I'm starting from 4K scratch.
Oh no, yeah.
I'm all of them. I was like, yeah,
I don't have any DVD. Yeah, no.
Goodbye.
Yeah,
this is.
I bought Logan, the 4K Blu-ray of Logan, because I was beautiful. Like, I have this on Blu-ray. I was like, nah, throw that in the trash. Like, like I need that in 4K. So yeah, so that's something I'm looking at for Patreon. So I could retweet it again possibly if you want to go to my Twitter, which is this right here, Logan_Swish, and I will take your guys' votes because first season of True Detective God tier, good to know. But I'm super interested to see what those are because Watchmen is literally my number 1, and he was like honorable mention. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he lost all credibility. He needs to
be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, his TikTok needs to be terminated for a while. So yeah, that's where you can find him. Be on the lookout for that. You can find me, of course, Night Entertainment Network, right here if you're watching. All up top, my social media, so on literally everything. So it's very easy to find. So be sure to, look that up. Well, again, we will see y'all here right again next week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and hopefully the world gives us something to talk about.
Yeah,
we will see. But we will be doing Dune.
Yeah,
so Dune will be on there because I would have seen it.
Full spoilers,
full spoilers. So
Correct.
I think at this point it should be kind of obvious, but again, people. So we shall see. All right, y'all. It's your boy Knight.
And I'm Logan.
And we will see y'all in the cave. Peace.
Later, guys. What did you do? Little teeth.